Good morning, ladies, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other. So grateful for Cody this morning. She will be leading us into the 2025. So, with that, Cody, can you tell us a little bit about your background and why this topic about this animal power. What's it? The heart, Wild at Heart workshop, how to fiercely move forward into 2025. I know you're passionate about animal and your trip to Africa. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why this topic. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And ladies, thank you for coming and joining this morning for this magical way of bringing in 2025. I know we're about 9 days in now, so we still have some time ahead of us to really kick it into high gear, but in a way that is fun and that brings in different elements. And let's face it, we're going to have some things come up during the year as we always do, and we're going to want some really great tools in our back pocket. For me, the theme of wild at heart came in this year and fiercely focusing. So something that I've noticed is that over the years, when I dilute my focus, I get diluted results. And diluted results do not get us where we want to go in business or life. And good morning, Gazala. And so it's important that we fiercely focus on one thing. And the other part of Wild at Heart and the animal thing is like Brittany said, I love animals. I used to own a doggy daycare boarding facility for about 15 years. I built it from the ground up to $500,000 a year. And I burnt myself out and I sold it. I became a life coach, a speaker. I just am writing my first book. And I just started my first charity. I got my official 501(c)(3 for We Plant Joy, where we're going to help with different conservation and preservation efforts around the world with our lands, animals, oceans, and their communities. Last year, we helped 2 elephant herds be reunited from some drought, Harry and Sally, and they're going to be home together soon. The government finally approved it. And I was like, you know what? There was something really interesting last year that happened when I was being called to do certain things. And, we get these intuitive nudges, right? These feelings where you're like, oh, I should really do that. And you're like, but how? But why? And then I would do meditation and I would get into these spaces and the elephants kept coming in and I would get these visualizations of these elephants. And the elephants were really this spirit guide and spirit animal for me over that last year. And what I noticed is that there's two different kinds of spirit guides that we have with the animal world. We have one that is with us all the time. So I have this one barn owl that's with me all the time. That's just kind of my regular guy flying around with me with the wisdom and the ability to zoom out and see the bigger picture. That guide is always with me. But the elephants were one that came in for the year. They were kind of like, hey, we're with you right now. We're removing some obstacles. We're working with you to move through things. And oh, by the way, here's these elephants. We'd love for you to help. And so I just noticed that the more I connected with them, the more I felt support, the more I felt their energy and their message actually helped me through that whole year. So looking back on that year and having that now awareness, right? Because we're reflecting on the things that worked for us, that we loved, and we want to bring those into the future with us. The things that we love, we want to keep them and keep them going. And the things that don't, we want to let it go. And so I thought, what a great way to maybe help people connect with their spirit animal that wants to be with you this year, is to bring in some spirit animal cards and just see who wants to speak to you, who wants to give you the message for the year that wants to fly with you, or swim or whatever. Maybe they crawl, maybe, we don't know. But so that's kind of the idea behind Wild at Heart. And then just leaving you guys with 3 really great, fierce, focused things that you can do when you're moving through life, that can help you just with your everyday things. They're things that I practice, that I do, that I find incredibly helpful and supportive. So that's kind of where we're going this morning. That's the game plan. That's where Wild at Heart came from. And really, it's about playing. Honestly, it's about having fun and playing in life. Like if we are sitting around and we are being far too serious, we're probably doing something a little wrong. It's gotta feel good. And even when it feels like poop, there's still a gift. So um so I'm gonna start just with like a little 3-minute kind of meditation. I'm just gonna bring you and connect you into a space. So if you want to just put your feet flat on the ground, you can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If you can reach the ground, I have to kind of scoot in the front of my chair to reach. You guys don't know it, but I'm only 4'10 3/4". And we're just going to ground into this space today. Just checking in with your breath and just slowing down, feeling your feet on the ground, your sit bones in your chair. Noticing how your hands rest gently and relaxed in your lap. Just doing a small body scan starting from your head, relaxing the muscles and the facial structure, relaxing your teeth and your jaw. Breathing out of the mouth. Feeling that whole body sink further into your chair. Moving down to the shoulders and relaxing your shoulders. Feeling your spine. Checking in with each one of your vertebrae that supports you through your life's journey. Remembering to breathe, connecting with your breath. Moving down into your thighs and your hips. Feeling them rooted and connected to Mother Earth, to your dreams and your visions that also reach up to your highest and best, to Creator, to God. You are a clear and open channel. Moving that awareness down into the ankles and your feet. And checking in with each one of your toes. And as we sit here with our eyes closed, I want you to envision this open field. Imagine what color your field is. Perhaps it's golden, maybe it's blue or green. What kind of flowers are in this field? And I want you to start walking towards the flower that feels most bright to you in this field. And as you're walking and stepping towards this flower, you'll notice it starts to get brighter and brighter. And its leaves start to shimmer. And you have a choice. You can pluck this flower. You can sit with this flower. You can leave the flower where it is. Or you can gently stimulate the flower so that its seeds and its pollen and its essence spread throughout this field. No answer is wrong or right. Know that whatever choice you make with you and your flower, your light, is the right one for where you are right now. And this flower has roots, and these roots go deep, 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 deep down into the earth. And so do all of your hopes and your dreams, and they filter through the land and the water, and they become the air that you breathe. And so each morning you wake up From this moment forward, you can visualize this flower and know that every breath you take, all of your dreams for 2025 are rooted and supported. And so you just give this flower a beautiful little kiss. Thank you, flower. Thank you, light. And you begin to walk out of the field. You bring that dream and that essence back into the body. You take a deep breath and you wiggle your toes and you move your fingers. And we come back to this room in this moment in time, slowly and gently loving ourselves back. And now we get to play with our spirit animals. So this flower, you guys, is yours. It's your light. It's there for you every morning. In the mornings, what I do is I light a candle over on my altar with all my elephants, and I think of this flower and I think of my light, and I light the candle, and then I call on my spirits and my guides, and I say, all right, team, let's go. Here's what we're letting go of today. Here's what we're bringing in today. And you can do that with whatever you want with your dreams. And that's one of the big practices that I do. That's one of the fierce things that you guys can do. Pick one new small thing that you can commit to each month. It can be different each month, or if you like it and it's serving you, you can bring it through each month. Maybe it's light a candle. Maybe it's just literally think of your flower. Maybe it's make your tea differently, try a different flavor, something really small. And the thought behind this is that you're changing your routine just a little bit so that your mind is still engaging in a way that's like, wow, this is new and different. Hey, she's kind of keeping things exciting here, but not so different that it feels overwhelming, like it's this giant big thing you're adding into life. So that was one of the things that I implemented that has really changed a lot for me that feels good. It's just that one tiny thing that changes the whole routine, but not enough that it upsets my nervous system, but enough that it supports me in what's next. So I'm going to go through each one of you, and I'm going to just kind of flow through the deck while thinking of your name. And then you're going to tell me when you want me to stop. So, and then we'll pick whatever card that is, and that will be your animal moving forward. So this is fun. Yeah. I feel like we should have some cool jungle music or something, but I didn't prepare like that. All right. So let's see. Rini, we'll start with you. So what spirit animal would love to play with Rini for 2025? Dun, dun, dun. You can tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Now, do you want me to split the deck in half or?
Split it in half.
All right. Splitting in half. So you have the raven.
Oh,
The
wow.
raven says magic, and the message is own your power. So we will go into the raven and we will give you even more of what that message is. And I also want you to think about what the raven means to you. So it's not just about what a book says. And this is something that's important for when you guys are navigating with your intuition and the things and the decisions and the messages that are coming in for you. It's not just what Google says. It's not just, oh, well, the book said it's this. It's what resonates with you. What are you thinking of when the animal comes in? What are you thinking of when you see multiple numbers, when these messages and repetitive things are coming in? What's on your mind? And then what was the initial feeling when you saw it? And so that's also something that I want you to do with your animal. So just think for yourself what you feel the raven represents, because maybe it doesn't represent magic for you, and that's okay. Maybe it represents something else. But that being said, I will still read you the book, and then you can kind of see like, oh, hey, that's what I thought it was going to be, or wow, that message really works for me. I'm going to do that. The funny thing is when I did this the first time, just before the end of 2025, I got the elephant, which was really funny. If I can find this in here, A, C, D, E, F, G, R. There we go. They did it in alphabetical order, guys. Good fun times. All right. Trying to keep yourself little by denying your power so you won't be a threat to anyone merely keeps you in a false bubble of safety. Of course, at least that way you won't get noticed much or stand out. Well, that trick has worn out. It's welcome. You're more powerful than you think you are. So it's time to stop pretending. Dun, dun, dun. What is that? Hold on. This is those psychic games you play, like finding convenient parking spaces or knowing when a certain someone is going to call, those are just parlor tricks. Yet they're subtle testimonies to the gifts you have. There's no need to take on airs about your incredible talents. Let them serve you, but mainly let them be of service to others, whether human, animal, planet, or mineral. Use your abilities to demonstrate to others that there is this amazing power of spirit available that can move mountains, a force that can be accessed with the proper mix of faith, intention, and focus. Oh, focus. Look at that. Oh, isn't that something? I love when this stuff does that. All right. That was good times. Judy, we'll move over to you. Dun, 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 dun. You just tell me when to stop.
Can I say something, Cody?
Of course.
What's really funny when you say Ravens, I watch football, NFL football game here in the US. And Steelers from Pittsburgh Steelers, you happen to be our team, my husband and my team, because my husband was born in Pittsburgh. And it's the playoff game this Saturday, and they're playing against the Ravens. Like Ravens is this team, Baltimore Ravens, is the most like fear, powerful and like we're afraid. So when you said Raven, I can take the team that
That's
it's so
great.
powerful that we're afraid of, or at least I'm
Oh,
afraid.
see?
Like they have a much. The prediction is that they have a much stronger, powerful points. Like they're in favor, the favorite. It's just
Yeah.
kind of funny that you pick the Ravens because that's what I thought of when you said, "Oh
Well, I
no."
didn't pick it. You did.
I know that's funny that you picked Ravens. But anyway, as you go through this, so what is that supposed to mean? I know about I love that you said that because that is kind of me. Sometimes I play small because I think that I'm not enough or I'm not good enough or I don't have what it takes kind of thing, that self-doubt. Um that is me,
Yeah.
you don't express yourself as much as you could should because that was my thoughts. That's what I have inside. I constantly have to fight that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the Raven is, just something that's going to give you, like, you call on the Raven, right? So, like, if you know you have certain patterns and things that you are working through every day, like showing up more fiercely, showing up more in your power, showing up more with your voice and being seen, the Raven is there to remind you of that, but then also to help support you in that. So, like, with the elephants, anytime there was like some kind of like financial block or something, I'd be like, all right, elephants, like, let's stomp this shit out. Like, let's go. And I would just visualize my elephant team, my spirit, like being like, yeah, we're going through and we're getting there. And I was like, yeah, we got this. Like, no, you can't. So whatever visualization you want to bring in with that and find a spot. If you know that about yourself and that's something that you're working on regularly, maybe it's the word fight it isn't the right verbiage, right? Because it's a part of you and you have to love it for it to want to do something for you. So there was obviously a reason at some point that this particular way of you being, playing small, worked for you. And so you continued to do that because at some point your little girl and who you were felt that that was what you needed to do. And now you know, adult Rini is like, hey, you know what? It's okay. Like, we got this. You don't have to play small. But we're not fighting that part of ourselves because it's us. So how does fighting that part of ourselves really actually support us? But if we say, little girl, I see you. I see the part of you that has played small. And I see the part of you that felt like you needed to do that to protect us. But I got this. I got this now. We're good. And you and I can move forward together. And you can have a conversation with that part of yourself so that you can work together with it versus always trying to like, I don't want to do that. Don't do that. And just be like, let's do this together in a new way. Let's speak together. I hear you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you for protecting us. How moving forward can we play bigger? Because we know how to work in this sandbox. We got this because you have the skills now. And so that's what I
Thank
think the
you.
ribbon is bringing.
That makes
Yeah,
it
of
fun.
course.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
All
You can
right.
stop shuffling now.
Oh,
You've been
okay.
shuffling this whole time.
Yay. All right. Do you want me to split it in half or thirds?
Third, top third.
Top third. Boop, boop. All right. Ready?
Yeah. Hey.
Well, that's exciting.
Let's see what this means for me.
Elephant, resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. See, I love the elephant.
I've been working on that hard.
Yeah. All right.
I don't even know what they are, though. I have no idea what they are. I can't see them. I can't feel them. I don't even know what they are. I just know that they're there.
It's okay. It's okay because that's part of it, right? I think sometimes we don't need to know exactly what the obstacle is to move through it because you feel it. And this is one of the other main tools actually that's on the list. So I'm glad that you said that because the other main tool is to feel your body. And feeling into your body, and I do this either by like, sometimes there's a certain sound that feels yucky to me or sound that feels really good to me. Where do I feel the sound in my body?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're feeling that you're stuck or there's an obstacle coming up, even if you don't know the source, you know the source in your body. Where is it showing up in your body? Is it in the heart? Is it in the leg? Is it in the shoulder? Is it in the neck? Is it in the gut? Are you having gut issues? Like, where is it in the body that this block or this feeling of stagnation is coming from? And if you just sit for a minute and you breathe there, you send breath to it, you can remove the obstacle by giving it oxygen without even knowing what the actual source of the obstacle is. It'll eventually show itself. You'll have the awareness to it, but in the moment that it's happening, that is your tool. That is the key. The body is the answer. The body is the flag. The breath is the answer. Okay. All right. Move forward toward the fulfillment of your heart's desire. Let nothing stop you. If your goals and intention are spirit driven, then it's only your ego's fear and discouragement that will stop you from achieving it. Dispel any resistance along the way until you reach your destination or accomplish your goal. Be the mightiest of warriors and see yourself as triumphant in your quest. You have an important mission. There's no point in dilly-dallying around, finding all sorts of distractions so you can avoid your destiny. Don't yield to temptations that entice you from your path. It's time to live your life according to your drive and desire of your inner spirit. Don't let yourself be stopped by someone else's disapproval. It's not really their disapproval so much as your fear of their disapproval. It's especially important right now to only speak your truth, but to live not only to speak your truth, but to live your truth. And by the way, have some fun while you're at it. I love this. So much fun. Additional associations, protective, motivated. So yeah, I think, kind of like the message of this whole thing, which is just wild at heart. In here, temptations, distractions, right? They take us away from focus. And having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Yeah.
So Judy, does that speak to you?
Totally. I take everything so seriously. I've been trying to I used to laugh and have so much fun at everything I did. And for some reason, I got all serious all of a sudden, and everything is just monumentally upsetting or dull and boring. And so I'm like, how did I get to this person? I don't even know who this person is anymore. So anyway, yeah, it totally, every point resonates with everything that I've been trying to work on over the last, probably, I know that it sounds like a long time, but probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was introduced to this whole energy thing that I knew nothing about 4 or 5 years ago, and so just trying to get back to being a fun person, and really been seriously trying to, just working on a lot of stuff, just trying to make myself my friend again. I was my worst enemy for the longest time.
That's a great start. Being your own
Yeah.
best friend. I know when I'm in the car,
Yeah.
I have a blast with myself, singing and laughing. And I'm like, oh, if anybody saw this, and I'm like, wow, I'm my own best friend. I'm like, this is great. But it takes a minute. It's not, we, we're brought up in a way that teaches us not to be, that teaches us to be hard on ourselves, work harder, work stronger, dig in.
Absolutely.
And then there's
Right.
the opposite side, which is be in your flow. And I'm like, all right, well, shit doesn't get done when we're in our flow. So, we
Right.
have to find this beautiful spot in between where we're being both.
Yeah.
And I was also very serious in my last business. It was like, why won't people take me seriously? Well, I have to cut my hair. I need to look older.
Right.
I'm 42. I look like I'm 27. You know what I mean? Like, it's not,
Right.
people thought I was
Constantly
a
beating
child.
yourself up.
Yeah. And so, it was this constant thing where I thought I had to be something else, and I can't let my funny self out because then people won't take me seriously, and then they won't let me help them. And it's like, well, actually what they need help with is being more fun and having fun and doing it while they're adding it into their successes. And it actually makes a huge difference. So, that part of you is the gift.
Right.
For sure.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Cody. I know that Sandra had to leave early today, so let's do Sandra first.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Joey and Sri, we're passing you here. So go ahead.
No worries. All right. So,
Thank you. That's mean, isn't it? This time shift meant I had to rearrange other stuff.
oh, well, we're so glad to have you here, and I'm happy to shift this for you. So
Thank you.
let's call on your spirit animal. What spirit animal would love to move through 2025 with Chandra? And just let me know when to stop.
I love women who run with the wolves. I think I'm a bit of a warrior woman, and I need to make sure I get running with the wolves again in 2025 into my abundance.
All right.
Tell
Well,
Cody to stop.
You want me to
Cody
stop shuffling?
stop. Yeah.
Oh, stop your shuffling. Sorry, I didn't know that.
And do you want me to split the deck in half, thirds, and what third?
Thirds.
Okay, bottom third, middle.
Take the top 2/3 off.
All right.
There we go.
All right, let's see. Oh, well, you know what? Wolves love to eat rabbits.
Yes.
So
Rabbits are good too, actually.
But this is great. So the rabbit says fertility, creativity. Your creativity is at its peak. So let's see what this little rabbit has to say. It's an incredibly creative and fertile time right now for you. Get going on those projects you've always wanted to do, or those that you started but haven't finished. These are not necessarily ones that have anything to do with earning money, but those which you have a passion for, whether writing, painting, sculpting, or some other expressive art form. Don't even think about whether you're good enough. And don't measure your creations against anyone else's. Let them be unique manifestations of your fertile imagination without comparing them to anything or anyone else. If you're spending a lot of time frittering away precious time on things that aren't really all that important, then take all that energy and pour it into your creative pursuits.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I have to say I'm very excited about 2025 because I think it's my time, and that's really speaking to it. I'm doing some mindful line drawing right now, so that brought me, okay, just start to figure out how to do that much more easily instead of in structured, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
so what's something that you can do where you can bring in some playfulness so that it doesn't feel like work?
I have to say, not an awful lot feels like work anymore.
Oh, great. Good.
You know, I've got the pink in so they won't think I'm so old.
I love
I'm
that.
the reverse.
I
You
love
don't
that.
have to cut your hair to get young, get old. So no, I'm just thinking the mindful line drawing, which I just started. I've only done 2, and I'm thinking how I'm kind of working with them, and so I'm just going to go with it and let it have fun. I've got all kinds of colors and stuff to
Okay,
do with
great.
it now, and yeah, so I'm going to stay with the line drawing, and I'm excited. I'm repeating a 12-week course that I took last year, which I didn't let all the pennies drop, so I have a chance to repeat that, included in the exorbitant price I paid.
That's beautiful. So
Yes.
maybe you can share this line drawing with us when it's done. I'd love to see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're in the house.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
What is mindful line drawing?
Well, I came across it. I mean, if you put in neuro
In
drawing, you'll
NLG?
come across it. And I'd have to look for the thing. You can take a little free webinar on it, and it's sometimes they've got you just doing a line kind of across the middle of the page, and you start off with just 2 seconds of whatever you've been thinking about. So you if I'm thinking about my freedom of my creativity, I would turn the page over and just keep writing words for 2 minutes. And if you're less than 20 words in 2 minutes, you're still in your brain.
Okay.
So if I'm thinking creativity, I'll just start spewing words, whatever they are. It could be brick,
Right.
it wouldn't matter, because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the words are. I'm thinking creativity. I'll start just writing words. Then you kind of think on that, have a little meditation, quiet time, and then you go over, turn your page over, and in 2 seconds, where your heart is, you take a kind of a dull pencil or something, and you make your line, whatever it's going to
Thank
be,
you.
just 2 seconds, and then you start working from there. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, thank you,
looking forward
Sandra.
to
That's awesome. I'm excited for you.
thank you.
All right, Shri, we're moving over to you.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Hi.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right.
So curious what you're gonna pull.
Spirit
What
animal.
I'm going
What
to
spirit animal wants to play with Shri this year? Dun, da, da, da.
You can stop.
Okay. And where would you like me to cut it?
In half, please.
Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Ooh,
Interesting. Not what I would have
kangaroo.
even thought
That's
about.
fun. All right. So the kangaroo is gratitude. Be grateful for all you are blessed with.
Mm,
Also, I love how the part of the kangaroo that stands out for me too is always that like they have the pouch, obviously, where like their joey can feel like very secure, held, all of that. So like when I think of the kangaroo, like I also feel this essence of like being very protected, having kind of this bubble around me that doesn't allow anything bad in. It's only like nourishing me and helping me in that way. So that's kind of something else that the kangaroo thought for me comes up.
okay.
But yeah, you can feel into what the kangaroo is for you, and then we'll read this. In this very materially oriented world where you're constantly bombarded with so many possibilities and choices for acquisition and accumulation, it's easy to forget to be grateful for what you do have rather than feeling envious and resentful for what you don't have. Trust that you always have what you need. Allow the richness and goodness of our fair and generous Mother Earth to be yours, not for the taking out of greed, but out of acceptance and continuous appreciation for the gifts you receive. Everything that comes your way in actuality is a gift, whether or not you consciously manifested it. Thou shalt not want doesn't mean that you shouldn't have any desires, but that you shall never have to go without food, water, shelter, or love. That is, unless you deny life the privilege of providing these things for you. Today, every time you receive a gift of goods, service, love, or money, express your gratitude to the giver and the creator. if only by simply saying thank you. Remember always that no matter who or how the gift is delivered, it comes from the Creator. Additional associations, nurturing, generosity, abundance, and family.
Okay.
So what does that bring up for
Yeah.
you?
I think what kept playing in my mind as you're reading it is I mean, I practice gratitude. I write in a gratitude journal every single day, almost every day. So I'm very aware of what I'm thankful for, but having left a corporate job in September and being self-employed thank you, for the first time again. And I was self-employed years ago with another business, but that was a challenging one. And I think I have noticed myself get into that, I don't want to say a lack mentality, but a concern definitely that wasn't there when I was getting a really good paycheck every 2 weeks. So I think this is a good reminder that even though I practice gratitude, my brain is still kind of going to, oh my God, like what if things are going great, but they're certainly not where, I'm building a business. So yeah, that was maybe like a reminder. And this is probably nothing, but what's so funny is when you pull the kangaroo, when I bought my dogs their little Christmas gifts, I got the little stuffy toys. And one of them my dog has this favorite, the Lammy that everyone sees. If you have a dog, you probably have it for your dog. And then this other little, I thought it was a bear or something, and it's a kangaroo. And I just noticed the other day that it's a kangaroo with a little pouch that crinkles, and it's so funny. I'm like, oh my God, it's another reminder. I don't know. It's just, I
Yeah,
thought that
it's
was
not
kind of
nothing.
I don't believe there's, I think everything is, there's no,
Yeah,
it's the same.
everything is connected. And
Yeah.
so if you're seeing those synchronicities,
Yeah.
it's meant for something, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, wow, like, yeah, it was nothing. The kangaroo was nothing until this moment when the kangaroo became something. And then
Yeah.
that reminder became also something that showed itself in many different ways and in different places. It just wasn't seen until you were able to bring the awareness to it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm very, very thankful for everything
Yeah.
I have, but I hate to use the word, but
We can
I'm
use and.
aware that I am, what was that, Cody?
You can use the word and
Oh,
instead.
yeah, I know, but that's exactly why I caught myself. You catch other people, but I caught myself.
Yep.
And I think that this was a great reminder that I have I keep going into that worry, and that's not serving me, so I have to keep catching myself. And it's interesting that that's what was pulled. That's what I meant. But yeah,
No, I love that. I love that. And I
Thank
feel
you.
like
That's funny
gratitude.
about the kangaroo and me and the ravens. Isn't
Yeah,
that funny?
it is. I
Isn't that
mean,
funny?
the more and more I do this, and this has been kind of one of the things that I've brought, like the synchronicities and the way that it shows up, it brings so much joy and fun to me where I'm like, oh, did you guys see that? That was a good one. And it's just nice to feel like you're connected to things, and sometimes it's just that simple. It's as simple as being like, oh, there it is, and I'm connected to that, and there's my support.
I don't know. I don't want to take a lot of time, but I have to say when Sandra got the rabbit, I was almost like, oh, because rabbits have a special meaning to me because my mom passed like 11 years ago. And long story short, when I came home from, I was with her when she passed, and I was walking to the beach at like 5 a.m, and a bunny rabbit crossed my path. But every Christmas, because I always had rabbits for pets because I was allergic to cats, and apartments back then didn't allow dogs, and my mother would give me something Christmassy with a rabbit. Like I have rabbit little ornaments that have like wreaths, Christmas wreaths and things. So rabbits are like a sign that my mom is talking to me. So I was like, what if I get a rabbit? But you know what? I like the kangaroo.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect. And your mom talks you through the rabbit. And it wasn't about your mom today. It was about you.
That's what
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So it's perfect and it's beautiful. So yeah.
Thank
And
you.
also just just to bring back to like the initial feeling that I had about the being protected and held. Like you are being protected and held on this journey of your entrepreneurship on your own again. And so all of those things that are happening and that butt that's in there, like I would just visualize being held. Like you're in this
That's helpful.
cocoon, the kangaroo's got you, everything is happening for you. Yes, you practice gratitude and just feel that. Just feel that being held in this next part of your journey. Because you are being held.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
You're welcome. course.
Thank you.
All right. Gazala, let's move it over to you, lady.
How are you, Cody?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good
All right.
to see you there,
You
bringing
too.
your joy to us, from across the pond.
Oh, yeah. All
Okay,
right.
stop.
Okay.
I'd like you to go half on the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
There,
Ready?
that one. Yeah.
Ta-da.
Oh, that's so funny because actually that is right. Go for it, and I'll tell you
Yeah,
why that's
that's
made it
good.
go.
So the snake says healing. You are a healer. Mm.
Ooh.
So tell me what you think.
So it's so funny because currently I've got mum living with me, and I was just showing her a picture of a snake, and we were actually watching a movie as well last night where a snake came around it, and she went, "Oh," and I said, "It's cool." I said, this is part of your changes for you, mum, because she's shed the old skin off the old home and she's here with me, and she felt that comfort of being in the place where she needed, and that for her was a healing space of being with her daughter, caring for her. And we were laughing about the snake, and that snake has also then appeared as one of the pictures when I was doing my online tarot stuff, and it changed and it said about bringing abundance, and that is so to see, Cody, you give my energy. That's really cool. I love that.
This
But
is great.
and healing part is something that I've been working on for myself, even at work. I was given support because I'm doing so much healing for others. They felt that the carer needs caring too. So they took me aside and they said, "We're going to book you in for a massage." And that's something that just really like came to me that, yeah, a healer is needing a healing, and the healing part is a big part in my this year's movement. Yeah.
Love that. All
And
right.
that's the snake is the Chinese zodiac for 2025.
Oh my God, I love that as well. That is so cool. That's spot on then. Thank you for that input. Wonderful, Joy. That
So
is,
I
yeah.
will read a little bit of the message for you.
Yeah.
The healing gifts you possess are not actually yours. They emanate from divine spirit and are grounded in your body. And it's through your body that this force is focused and expressed. The two areas that are hot spots for this concentration of life force are your heart and your hands, which is, can you do dancing? Okay. Pay attention to these areas and do whatever you must to keep them energetically clear. An effective way to clear your heart and hands is to purge them by bathing them with white light, allowing whatever psychic debris has been rinsed off with the light to drain down your spine and legs and out through the soles of your feet into Mother Earth. She will readily and easily accept this invisible toxic waste and transform it into new life. Don't fear your healing power. It's your destiny to relieve the suffering of others, and as you do so, you transform your own suffering.
Wow.
I got goosebumpies on that one. Thank you so much, darling.
You are
Thank
welcome.
you. Back to
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. All right. Let's move it over to Joey. Dun, 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 dun. Tell me when to stop.
Hi. Okay, stop.
All right.
Half.
Okay. You ready? The beaver. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, the beaver is productiveness. Go ahead and just do it, Beaver says. Let's see. All right. Is there something that you've been wanting to do that you haven't been doing?
I don't know.
All right. Well, let's see what the
I've been
beaver
doing a lot of things already. I always do stuff. So
Are you doing too many at once? All right.
yes, I
Whatever
am
the
that.
project is that you have before you, it's time to get to it. You think you have to do this or that to get prepared, but you could spend all your time planning and organizing and never get to it. You already have everything you need. Just look around, and what you don't have will come to you as you proceed with your project. You've spent enough time thinking, talking, planning, and preparing, so don't make it a bigger deal than it is. Approach it like building a dam, one twig at a time. No more excuses, nothing more to get ready, and you don't have to do it perfectly. Plus, you have a lot more support than you think you do. You not only have friends and family members who will be there, but support from your spiritual allies. You've given a lot of support to others, even though you tend to downplay your contributions to their lives. And now it's time for you to receive their support. So take a deep breath and get on with it. Additional associations: enthusiasm, community, and cooperation.
Interesting.
So what do you feel about the beaver?
Honestly, I don't know if it matches. It's just that
Okay.
I'm not the one who plans. Like I don't plan at all. I just do it. I always take the risk. So I'm not like my husband. My husband plans, and sometimes he doesn't really like, he's into the planning. I'm not that person. So I don't know.
So
Maybe
you
there is
already are.
something I'd have to like really discern about that, because
Mhm.
no big plans for me. It's just that I always do what I wanted to do. And I don't know, I'm always accomplishing stuff because I that's what I do. I just keep doing. So maybe the reverse, maybe I have to plan, maybe I have to pause. I
Or
don't know.
maybe the beaver's just saying you're already doing it,
Maybe, yes,
right?
perhaps.
So sometimes, and this is also why I try to tell people to think about what it feels like to you, because the
Maybe I'm feeling.
messages, sometimes the messages don't always resonate. But the thing is like if you're already a productive person and it's saying just do it and you're doing it, then to me, that's like, oh, I'm already doing that. Frick yeah, like, all right, let's go. Let me keep doing what I'm doing. And if that's working for you, then keep doing it. It's not something that you have to overthink. It's just,
Yeah,
oh, this is the message. You know what? That doesn't resonate with me. But you know what? Productiveness does. I am productive and I am doing that, doing it every day. So keep doing it.
yeah.
Joey is
Thanks.
a doer. She's always very productive.
I love it. All right, Carol, we're coming at you. Dun, 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 dun. What spirit animal would like to play with Carol? Tell me when.
Okay, stop. Stop.
Okay.
1/3. Oh, no, make it 2/3.
2/3 from the top.
Yeah,
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. You ready?
sure.
The pelican.
Pelican.
Ooh. The pelican is forgiveness. Let go of your judgments. Dun, 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 dun. You're shaking your head. What does that feel like to you?
Um, Forgiveness. Well, that is something that, yes, it does come up. It does come up. Um, Judgments. And what confuses me at times is I can have a friend who is so, such a good friend, such a great relationship, but their idiosyncrasies get on my nerves at times.
All right.
And what I notice, okay, so what I found is that when that happens, I have to take a look at my own energy and what's happening with me, and do what I need to do to raise my vibration. Because a focus on someone else is just a sign that my own energy is not quite right, it's not quite aligned. And when that happens, um, the thing to do is get out of my head, perhaps by having a nice chat with another friend who I can just spill everything out to. And what happened, because I'm getting out of my head, and getting back to my heart. So my friend, yes, feel all of these. I said, it's at my heart, the bottom of my heart. And just bringing it back to me and centering myself, um, I was able to raise my vibration. And I thought, oh, wow, I don't feel that those resentment and being bugged and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so that's how the pelican relates to me. And I was my family. We were just in La Jolla for New Year's Day, And of course, there are lots of pelicans there. Lots and lots.
Yeah, there are. That's for sure. Oh, I love that. And I love how you're moving through that and noticing.
Yes.
And we'll see what this message that it has can support you further in those endeavors of yours. All right. Each time you judge yourself or others, you immediately create the illusion of separation. Separation from your environment, from other human beings, and most critically, separation from the Creator and all of creation. Immersing yourself in this illusion creates pain that manifests as hurt, anger, or even attack in words or deed. And if you stop and reflect, you'll find that what you judge in others is really a projection of a shadow aspect of yourself. Therefore, the source of these judgments is not just contained in the other, it's something in yourself that you may not be aware of, which is, you were just talking about bringing it back to yourself, which is good.
Yeah.
Once you realize how judgments separate, there's an opportunity to forgive. First, the other person for his or her perceived transgressions or shortcomings, then yourself as you identify the shadow aspect in you that you had projected onto this individual. In the light of this realization, an illusion of separation vanishes. This is the true forgiveness, not an empty mantra you repeat over and over again in order to support some false notion of forgiveness, but a genuine release of any and all judgment. When you've forgiven, this act returns you to a state of love, acceptance, and peacefulness. You'll know when this has happened because you'll feel the natural and tranquil state of unity with the Creator and all of creation. And that's your vibration. So you nailed it.
Yeah. It melted.
Love that.
With that. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. All right. Kathleen, we're coming over to you. Boop, boop, ba-doo.
Okay. Hey, Cody.
Hey, what's up?
I love everything about you.
Aw.
And I love this, what you're doing. I've studied Native American spirituality, and I have an animal card deck, and have picked through the Native American medicine wheel deck my spirit animals. And I forget how many of them there are. I think there's maybe 7. I don't know, but none were what I expected. So I'm curious to see what I will pull today. I've also had a strong affinity towards elephants. I've always thought that an elephant would be my guide. As a yogi, Ganesh is, I have a Ganesh pendant that I've had for decades, and it's my favorite. And I just love Ganesh and what Ganesh represents, new beginnings and overcoming obstacles.
Yeah.
Um,
Beautiful. So where
yeah.
would you like me to stop?
Okay, stop.
And where would you like me to cut?
Let's do half.
Okay. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. The links.
Oh, huh.
All right. Discernment. Look beyond immediate appearance. The links. See what we got. Dun, dun, dun. What does the links mean to you? Without, just first thought word. What's the first word?
Beautiful, beauty, wild.
Lizard links. All right. Look beyond immediate appearances. You're missing something by focusing on the outer appearance of the situation or person that's the object of your inquiry. Instead, use soft focus with your vision or hearing, and at the same time, pay attention to any physical or intuitive cues that imply what else is going on besides the apparent and the obvious. As they say, there's more to the story than meets the eye. In this case, the truth is what's behind the story. One way to develop this skill is to get away from the noise of your usual surroundings, somewhere out in nature, and get very, very still for several minutes. First, notice the feeling and the sound of your breathing and your heartbeat. Then be aware of the rhythms around you. Take note of what you see, hear, or feel without judgment or analysis. Just observe. Doing this regularly will sharpen your senses such that you'll be more apt to discern the deeper truths of any situation or person.
Interesting. And there was similar guidance in my journal. I have a new journal, and that was from a couple days ago. Take a walk out in nature every day and observe. And um, let me let me see if I can
That's awesome.
find it. Yeah. And the other interesting part of that is seeing beneath underneath what's the surface, because that's something that I do normally. I don't judge people by their looks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so here's what my journal said. Take a few minutes to sit calmly or go for a walk. Write about everything you noticed internally and externally. How did you speak to yourself? What were you finding? What did you hear? Using all of your senses, see how much awareness you can cultivate on the space around you. So it was very similar.
Very similar. So it seems you're
That's
on point with where you're at and what you're, what you're thinking and perceiving, and the links, the energy of the links is going to guide you through those intentions that you're setting. So I think that that's really beautiful.
yeah.
Kind of seems like everything today went that way for the most part. So thanking our animal guides today for showing up and for everyone to play in that space, and just remembering, to pick one small thing, do it different, something really tiny. Check in with your body, notice where those feelings are that aren't feeling good, and then breathe into them. That's one of your greatest gifts, and to play and have more fun with what we're doing, whether it be in business or in life, and just not take things too seriously, and call on your inner flower or your inner spirit or your light and your guides to help you move fiercely into 2025.
Thank you, Cody.
You're welcome.
This is wonderful. Kathleen, you were going to say something.
No.
Okay. Just want to thank Cody. This is really wonderful. It's really like the animal spirit is sort of like a reflection of ourselves, things that we already have, and we are enough within ourselves, but sometimes we don't realize that. So this is really helpful. Thank you again, Cody. Next
Oh, you're
week,
welcome.
Sri will be presenting how to empower your vision, the science of the science and soul of intention setting. So we're going back to focus. I think, Gisela, are you the following week? I can't remember. You're
mute.
muted, but you'll be presenting soon as well.
Yes. Yeah, I
But
think I'm
Sri,
on the last one. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
the last one this
Last week
month.
of the month. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you again, Cody. It is 9:02 with the new time. I think I like the new time. I don't have to wake up so early, but hopefully it works also for all of you. Again, Happy New Year, and thank you again for all of you to be here and be part of this amazing presentation and your contribution also. Thank you, Cody,
My pleasure.
Joey, Kathleen, and Gisela. See you next week.
See you
next
next
Have a
week,
great
week.
week.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Greenie.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Cody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Cody.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Week. Bye.
Bye-bye.